Yo, yo, yo.
It's Monday. You know what that means. The Monday Night Besties are back. It's Amanda Savage. It's DC Hendricks. How are you doing? How was your weekend?
It was great. I mean, tons of wrestling, full. I was exhausted by the time Monday morning came. A lot of
Yeah,
wrestling and lots of good wrestling. Good weekend. How about you?
so good. Yeah, it was a lot. It was one of those where there was a lot to do, but it wasn't in a bad way. Like, it was fun. Everything
Right?
I saw was really awesome. I do think NXT was a great way to end the weekend.
Yes.
Sometimes sometimes I'm like exhausted by the end of a Sunday night situation. And it was a nice, it was like a short, it wasn't short, but it was, it was good. So good. Everything was great.
It was
I just
great.
love NXT.
We
So
gotta
good.
start. We gotta start off too before we even get into it. We have to apologize because the last time we were on here, we told everyone that
We
we were gonna
did.
have predictions for Money in the
It's
Bank.
and it's really all Amanda's fault. It genuinely
Nah.
is. I will take the hit. That was me. I forgot that Thursday was 4th of July. So we
Yeah.
talked about Wednesday, and like these kids were going wild and bananas when I was trying to write. And I was like, there's no way. Like, my parents are not going to last another hour with these kids. Like, it's not going to happen. So yeah, that's totally on me. I am so sorry. My glasses are covering my. It's okay. Here, check it out. I'm just honestly. It's sorry. Nobody can see it. It's so hot here. It's so hot. I'm dying. I left my window open, so I'm sorry if the audio sucks today. It's just I can't even. Like, I can't survive. This is a cute dress, though. I'm not trying to be weird, but like, are you gonna be able to see? No, you're not. Okay, no, just never mind. Just never mind. It's really cute. I'm so proud of it. Anyway, yes. So I'm so sorry about predictions. My arm keeps disappearing, which is probably fine. Thank you. Appreciate you. Always slide through. You know what I love is that I do genuinely, I just thought, I got to do eyebrows, because if I don't, MDB's going to know.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I always think it's an 8. So I'm melting. I don't know. This might go a little sideways, to be fair, but I apologize about predictions. You know what? Something I probably could have predicted but did not was by the time the show started tonight, by the time Damian Priest got a phone call, a mysterious phone call, and then I had seen the select report that has like the rundown that had the tag match going on last, and I was like, oh, okay, now I know what's going on. In case you missed it, Rhea Ripley is back. Mommy is home. Yes. Oh my goodness.
He's back.
What a return.
Let's go.
She's back. She is not here for the games either. It was such a man when it cut off. I was like, no, I want to know what happens next. That's one of those really fun. I think that's like a fun memory of WWE when I was a kid, was that like when Raw would go off the air, you'd be like, oh my God, like what's going to happen next? And we live in such a different time now where like, we can find out what happened next. Like, there's a ton of people recording on their own smartphones at home, but it just kind of has some of that magic, that nostalgia magic. So that's kind of fun that they just cut it off right there. We didn't get a ton of time to see the interaction, but we'll definitely, I'm sure, get it followed up on.
Yeah,
What did you think?
I seen the video right before we hopped on.
Oh, what happens?
So Rhea was storming out of the building, obviously very upset. Dom was trying to follow her and apologize like the normal cheater, like the cheater that he is, trying to apologize like he wasn't in the wrong. Like, we didn't just see you in missionary position in the ring with Liv Morgan, not Mommy, with Liv Morgan.
Correct.
So trying to apologize, and Rhea was not trying to hear it, just shoving him away. Get out of my face. I want to hear anything you got to say. So it's going to get real nasty. It's SummerSlam season.
It is going to get nasty, and it is SummerSlam season. What are you talking about?
Oh, definitely cheated.
Are you kidding?
Do we have to have that discussion? Like, what is cheating? Do we have to have that today? I mean,
that's very inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean,
personally, that's just very inappropriate. No, I do think that's wildness. I do think that it's possible that we'll get to the end of here and find that makes sense. Actually, yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Earlier tonight, there was something that he said, I don't remember, and he said, it wasn't me. And it was just the funniest possible response. Like, it was so good. Okay. So, I do think that we will have the plane land at some point of Finn and Liv having like a side interaction, and then also like potentially leading to the demise of Judgment Day. It is at SummerSlam season. Anything can happen. Who knows? It's very interesting. Yeah.
I'm all for it. And to end Monday Night Raw, speaking of Dominik, pinned his dad for the first time in his career.
Oh, that's
big
right.
Moment. Big
that
moment.
Is a big moment. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I think Dominik is very funny to me. He is someone that like I love the characters that live the character and like kind of embody that. Like so every time you see them, and he is just such a dirtbag. He's such a funny dirtbag. Everyone's Tia thinks that they're dating Andrade, and then they bring the man around and it's Dominik, and then everyone's like, that ain't who you said it was.
Right.
So, I always just have a soft spot in my heart for Dominik because it makes me laugh because it's just pretty funny. Yeah, so he finally did it. It was thanks to Liv's help. That is notable. Yes. Joy, I loved that show.
Hey, shout out Corey Michaels. That's my guy. Shout out Corey. That's my guy.
Yes. Hi, Corey. There's also Ed's here. Hi, Ed.
What's up, Ed?
Who else? Jeffrey's here. I'm so happy
you're here,
Jeffrey. Thank you for being here.
What up, everybody?
Yes, definitely let us know what your thoughts were on Raw. Send in the slam chats to slamchat.com.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is it singular slam chat? Slam chat?
Slam chat.
Slam chat?
I actually think it's plural, slamchats.com.
I thought I did it right. Okay, well, slamchats.com. Also on here, if you want to send in, I just realized like I had a sudden realization that my window's open, and the way that our neighborhood is, like just the whole back side of this neighborhood is like, what the fuck did she just say? Send me a super chat? Like, what's that girl do? Closing the window. I haven't started my OnlyFans empire yet, but if you're interested,
you're gonna have some creeps.
Please do let me know. I'll do a lot for $5.
Careful.
So send in your super chats. I just want to see what it looks like. I don't even know. It hasn't happened yet. So do just send a little dollar. Send some dollar bills our way. You know how it is. We've got kids, okay? So at least $2 bills, because you need one for both of us. Honestly, I do not know who wants to see some big old boats. I have big feet. I wear size 10 shoes. Like, it's bad. It's not something.
At least you kept 100. You kept it 100.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no one wants to see these big feet. I just saw new names. I got excited, but I don't know what that was. I'm scared now. I'm sorry.
I think it said I want mommy.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah, excellent. I do like it. That she's back. I'm so happy to see her. 100%. Definitely. There were some other fun developments tonight. There was another what was it? There was another spooky delivery.
There was. We got another tape.
Yes, we did get another tape. The tape was a delight. I did appreciate that there had I do think that I had fantasy booked myself into a corner last week where I wanted to see individual like character interviews, but I almost think that what we got was potentially a little more compelling because I didn't need to hear from them. I did just want to be able to see the same thing that we saw with Bo with the other characters, where you're able to kind of merge what the real life person looks like, unmasked, sort of like what we might expect to see on the show. So yeah, it was really great. I feel like this is going to be such a fun role for Joe Gacy. Just like the 2 seconds of Joe Gacy's face that we got to see. Perfect. I'm a really big fan of Joe Gacy, and I don't think that the character on NXT ever made sense to me, and I could never figure it out, and I was never trying to be a hater. I could not sort it out. Like what, even with the schism, the kind of the cult leader, there was elements that I just never, like, it just didn't make sense. And I think this spot for him will be that same kind of spooky, compelling like storytelling, but without some of the Joe Gacy at the end of his NXT run. Hopefully this is more similar to that than like when he was just like weird. He always reminded me of a social worker, honestly. He always reminded me of the guy on my team who's like annoying, wearing this plaid shirt, carrying this coffee cup, and just like saying when he was in Schism, he was always saying the weirdest stuff about positivity, It was just like, oh my God, this is so annoying. But I'm
I
very much.
love that Joe Gacy, honestly. Like when he started going for the title, I was kind of hoping he was going to get it. I loved his character. I just thought that he didn't have the right people.
That's probably.
I just think he didn't have the right people in the group to counter his character.
Yeah, because I do think
I think that was the biggest problem, which is why, I mean, look, they're not even in WWE anymore. They're in AEW now. So, and Ava's the GM now of NXT. So it worked out for her, and the other guys are in AEW. So I just think he didn't have the right people. That's all.
Yeah. I do think that this role will be very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited to see that we got a little bit of a glimpse of Dexter Lumis and his new look. Like I've saw the Whataburger like behind like fan photo, so I saw that he already had facial hair, which I was very excited about. But he looks fun. Eric Rowan looks fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very exciting. I do think that I don't want Nikki Cross to get stuck in this loop of just being like spooky lady.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. They haven't addressed on commentary like who it is, right? Like Michael Cole keeps saying these like very random, vague things kind of sort of about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only other piece. So I'm excited to see more about what they're gonna do with her. It kind of seems like what the word that he said when they showed her character was like something about love.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think like, oh, this is going to be like a bride situation. And then it also seemed kind of cool because it would be funny if she was a bride situation for somebody who didn't know they were getting a bride. So like, what if that, I don't know, that plane could land in a funny way for Chad Gable. Like, I don't know. It just seemed kind of fun. One of my favorite storylines of all time was when The Undertaker tried to marry Stephanie. And he had to, like,
wow.
her. That was like the most iconic thing in the whole world to me when I was that age. And so just like the idea of a spooky faction kidnapping someone for like sacrificial marriage purposes just seems like really fun to me. We're in a different age. We're in, yes, Nikki Cross is from the streets.
Right.
I don't know if that was me or Nikki Cross, but Nikki Cross is of the streets. For sure. She looks like she's crawled out of a gutter. Absolutely.
Literally.
I like that her mask is like, it's very scary. Yes. And I don't know, like, it's very so disconcerting. It's just very, everything about the White Six is just disconcerting in the best possible way. And so leading to even more disconcerting developments. Chad Gable caught up with Adam Pearce and was sassing him and honestly just being like a straight up narcissist and saying like, oh, I've got to do everything around here myself. Like, no, Chad Gable, you're responsible for your own ramifications of your actions. Like, it's called consequences. We heard about that earlier in the show. We'll get back to consequences for our actions.
That's right.
That was my favorite
quote of the night.
Was. So Chad Gable's complaining. He tells Adam Pearce, okay, I'm going to figure this out myself then. Adam Pearce opens his office and they show that Bo Dallas in human man, Bo Dallas form. It is not Uncle Howdy. There's no hat. There's no costume. It's Bo Dallas form. I don't know if that's still his name, but I keep calling him that. I do think he looked scary. I don't know that it was meant to be scary, but it was definitely very ominous. I like that the way that it was shot, it was from behind Adam Pearce's back, so we didn't get to see his reaction necessarily. Mm-hmm. There wasn't like a lot of facials from him. So I've been complaining that it's so sweaty. It was like 95 degrees in this room. But when I watched that video, I quite literally got the chills a couple times because they are definitely purposefully shooting Bo in a way that your brain does not know if it's Bo Dallas or if it's Bray. Like multiple times I had very like visceral reactions to the way that they had filmed him for the video sequence. So then when the door opens and it's just sort of his side profile and from the side and the back, it was just such a very, they're doing a good job of telling quite a haunting story. Like it is not, I know it's probably not for everyone. I bet, you know, I saw a really funny Kevin Nash quote where he says, I'm intrigued, but it's a bummer. And I thought like it was something to that effect. And it was like, yeah, me too. Like, I really want to be involved in this. I'm excited about it. But there is just like this like heartbreaking element that I think that usually you don't necessarily pursue in professional wrestling in the same way, but we definitely do in other forms of media. How many times have I seen The Notebook? That's just to sit there and cry. You know what I mean? A lot of those things, you're sort of exposing yourself to something that you know will upset you, but for a purpose. And that is what this faction kind of means to me. Like, I know that I'm getting fucked with, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I know it and I love it. And that's something that to create that sort of art, I think is really compelling. So I think they're doing a good job. I'm excited to see where it goes. Yeah, it was so spooky just to see him sitting there.
Definitely one of the best parts of the night. I mean, other than Rhea coming back, I think that was my other favorite part. Just to recap what Amanda is talking about, in case you did miss it.
Oh yeah.
In case you have Hulu like myself, and you didn't have Monday Night Raw for like half the show. Thank you, Hulu. My $77 a month is going to great use. Thank you. But luckily, there's luckily with streaming, I still got to see. Some people were like live on TikTok and stuff, so I got to catch it. But that was my second favorite part of the night. Just to recap, Jey Uso, Chad Gable had a match, and towards the end of the match, spooky shit starts happening.
It does.
Chad's like, what the hell's going on now, man? I'm tired of this shit. And they're both kind of looking around, and then all of a sudden Chad gets speared, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. And more spooky shit happens. All the lights cut out, and Jay's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. If anybody's seen, I think it's a Scary Movie, where the cameraman said, report live for Black TV. White folks are dead. We getting the fuck out of here. That's how Jey Uso was tonight. He got up out of there.
He did.
Nikki Cross comes out, with the smoke, the steam, whatever you want to call it. Nikki Cross comes out, delivers the tape. Chad goes backstage. He's complaining, telling Adam Pearce, which, by the way, real quick to sneak this in, and we can discuss it later. I think they're building towards Kiana James helping Adam Pearce as like an assistant GM type role, because I seen her tweet Adam Pearce earlier. It was like, I can help, with one of the storylines. And it's like making it seem like Adam Pearce can't control the show. So like he needs help. Just real quick, I'm throwing that in there. But anyway, let that marinate. Yes. But while this is happening, Chad's just telling him, look, get it under control. And like Amanda said, Adam Pearce goes in his office, and creepy right after this video package of him with the spooky shit, admitting that they're sick and that they're basically proud of it. And that's who they are. Yeah. And Bo Dallas sitting right on the couch, just waiting for him, just turns and looks at him. It felt like when the killer is revealed in a horror movie and you know who it is, but you're the only one who knows it is. Yes. Nobody else in the movie knows yet. And it just shows like that first moment they show the killer after you find out who it is. That's how it felt. And that's exactly why this storyline is so compelling right now. It is really that strong. And we are only in the first month of this happening. I am completely locked in. I love horror. And especially this kind of horror. Like, it's not like super gory or, anything crazy or unrealistic. It's actually, it's the creepy horror, which I kind of like and am intrigued by.
Yes, I agree. It is spooky and in a good way. It's not necessarily spooky in a bad way. I think they're writing that line, for sure. Let's see. That is very much what happened. He dropped and ran, and it was very funny. It was a very nice moment. I think that one of the biggest benefits to having these sort of serious stories and serious characters is that then you have like a Jey Uso, right? Like just thrown in the middle of this ensemble, and is definitely there for comic relief. It's very good. So that was the White Six shenanigans. I do think that my favorite part of the show was the opening. We started with a promo from CM Punk, and I could literally like write a dissertation regarding all of this. I'll write a book someday. Let me know if you want to read it. I feel like just my experiences with Phil in the last 2 years could be enough personal essays to have a book, because truly so many things have happened, and so many times Those have really interesting, like, real life implications, I guess. So one of the fun parts about tonight was CM Punk's in the ring. He's talking about Drew McIntyre, who was suspended for getting too sassy and assaulting a coworker. They're just doing this, like, very fun. It's like if you know any of the other AEW elements or like the CM Punk, like all of that drama from Brawl Out, if you've seen any headlines, if you know any of that stuff, this is like pinging to you in a way. So even if you have a surface level knowledge, it's like, that's a thing. Even if you have this like incredible depth of knowledge and have written thousands of articles featuring this seemingly, like it still is like fresh and different. And I do think they're doing a really fun and quite meticulous job of just portraying like a very confusing and tricky dynamic that can be very polarizing. So I think what's fun is that you're already seeing fans being like, fuck Drew, like he deserves to be, you know what I mean? Like there's kind of like a contention there already within just the WWE fandom, which I think is sort of a brilliant thing from a business perspective, because even tonight, like one of the things Adam Pearce said to Punk was like, I think he's mature enough to do business and did it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's so self-referential, but also there is this like element of dark humor to it that I find pretty good. That like, I don't know if I should find so delicious, but I do, because it's just sort of a magical retelling, right? Wouldn't we all like to see like our divorce magically retold on television, like with different characters and like, you know what I'm saying?
I promise you don't want to see mine. I promise you.
I just think it's like, it's very fun the way that they're able to subvert expectation. And one of the things that CM Punk, like the chunk of his promo was like, behaviors have consequences, like actions have consequences, and was kind of like, he's the bringer of consequence to Drew. And then he was trying to call Adam Pearce to get him back. Or to have Drew come back out. Like, we want to unsuspend him. Like, I need him back, kind of a thing. Like, not trying to, doesn't want him to be away from action, would like to fight. But instead of Adam Pearce, he got Seth Rollins. What did you think? You like Seth Rollins. So do I. Not everybody does.
I love Seth Rollins. And I really thought he was, while I love CM Punk on the mic, I hate to admit this, but Seth owned him tonight. Yeah. I thought Seth was way stronger. And I mean, a little bit of it, he just had more to say. I mean, CM Punk's like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you just wrong place, wrong time. Like, it really didn't even have anything to do with you, bro. Sorry. Like, I just don't like Drew, bro. Like, keep it like, it's just Drew. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with you. You just happen to be there. And you happen to be wrong place, wrong time. And Seth's like, that ain't good enough. You still ruined my title chances. Like, I don't want to hear that. And I still don't like you. That's the one thing I told you not to do when you came back here. I already don't like you as it is. But the one thing I told you was to not fuck with me. And he did. So we are definitely getting this match too. And I thought that was a great way to start Raw, because obviously that's what's on everybody's mind. That's what everyone was upset about for Money in the Bank, wasting a Money in the Bank briefcase in the men's division. People were still upset about that. So like, you got to start with that. I mean, that's your biggest story right now, at least in my opinion, especially after Money in the Bank. So I'm glad they started with it. And one thing I do love is that, aside from them, really enjoyed Damian and Seth backstage. While I enjoyed CM Punk and Seth in the ring, I personally enjoyed Damian and Seth backstage more, because they're clearly, and this is why Damian still won and why he's facing Gunther at SummerSlam, they're clearly making Damian Priest babyface. 100%. And it's going to happen now. It's literally happening now.
Yeah.
He's literally like, they're apologizing, like, hey, and Seth is like, look, you were a man of your word. Your boys weren't out there. They didn't ruin the match. They didn't interfere. So I'll keep my word. As long as you're champ, I won't come after you. And Damian's like, nah, I'm a fighting champion. I'll fight you anytime, anywhere. It's like, all right, now he's babyface. So that's what we're doing here. I really like that they're building him, and his promo was pretty strong as well. I really enjoyed and felt like Damian was elevated a little bit as a champion, and he really needed it because he's a guy that really hasn't had a clean title defense. Like, it's been a very messy championship run so far, which is why a lot of people thought he was losing the belt this past weekend. So I'm really glad that they're still giving him a chance and weren't so quick to take the belt off of him and not give him a chance, because tonight I thought he was pretty strong, and I'm liking where it's going. I'm liking where it's going. It's a little bit unpredictable, and that's what I like. When I can't predict what's going to happen, that's when wrestling is the best.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. I felt like Seth and Punk were perhaps not as scripted as we maybe would think they are, if that makes sense. Like, I do believe that they don't necessarily have the detailed read of what's about to be said. Right. I think it's sort of like highlights, right? But it's in that, to me, makes it interesting, especially when you have two people that are very much, I'd say we could safely say, are like masters of that aspect of the craft. Very safely could say that about Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Just sort of to watch that juxtaposition of everything, like, that's different generations, that's different styles, that's different perspectives, that's also sort of different company man. Like, I remember when Cody came back, Seth had a pretty spicy promo on Cody about like, while you wandered off to go do your own thing, I've been here grinding. So it's very interesting to have that. Ooh, they're spicy. I do think that maybe there's like actual disdain, to be honest. And I don't think that it's necessarily as mutual as it seems. I think CM Punk maybe doesn't hate Seth Rollins that much.
Yeah, it's a lot more on Seth Rollins' side.
And I also think that I know Seth Rollins hates CM Punk, but I think Colby Lopez doesn't like him that much either. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's like a little bit of there's like an underbelly that I think makes things compelling and is very interesting. And I do appreciate that they've addressed head on, because in the event that they had just glazed over that and kind of pretended, they could have very easily pretended that Seth had never made any kind of comments. They could have very easily pretended that he didn't even have that reaction at Survivor Series if that wasn't pre-scripted. Like, if that was very genuinely off the cuff, they could have just pretended that didn't really happen. I mean, it's a couple dirt sheet stories and the fandom moves on. So I do think that some of the time, I think the fandom in particular gets a little bit spicy and thinks that there's these things that need to be addressed, but they don't. In the last 40 years, if they don't want to address it, they don't address it, and they can just blow past it. So a lot of the time, if something comes back around, it's because it is something in the story that they want to be told. And I do think that these two having genuine, I don't think, like, I'm not a wrestler, so I think using wrestler terms when you're not a wrestler is weird. Like, even to the point of like heat. Like, I think it's weird for me to say heat. Like, what's heat? I don't even know what that means. Like, but I do think that there's legitimate friction, I would say. Not to the point that you can't trust someone to work with them or you can't like do all that, but it's just like, as a human being, I did believe what was being said about CM Punk from Seth Rollins. Like, I feel like he really felt that way. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I like it when it rides the line, right? When you don't really know. That's when it's the best. That's what I think.
I'm ready to see that match. I know we're probably not going to get that. We'll probably get Drew and him first. Drew and CM Punk, but I'm ready for Seth CM Punk. I'm loving it. It took a minute for me to be able to sit back and enjoy it, because admittedly the whole Drew McIntyre stuff pissed me off at first, so I'm not gonna lie. But being able to sleep on it, it makes total sense. It makes total sense. They're telling a different story. Literally, I mean, while everyone's upset about what happened, because there are a lot of people upset with the briefcase, because now there's no men's Money in the Bank for the next year until next year. But you got to remember, like, literally until WrestleMania, which was only 3 months ago? 4? 3 months ago. 4.
Yeah.
4 months ago. That's it. The briefcase just got used from July last year. So, like, we just had a very long men's Money in the Bank holder with Damian Priest. So, like, I get it. And you want to switch. And think the last woman that had the briefcase longer than a couple months. That was Carmella.
Oh, yeah.
Carmella was the last woman to have the briefcase longer than a couple of months. All the rest of them all cashed in within a couple of months. So I think we're kind of switching the tide, changing the tides just a little bit. So I'm all for it. I'm enjoying the ride. I was able to sleep on it and relax. Life is not so bad.
That's good. I get I feel like I haven't gotten fussy about booking in a hot minute. And I think it's because I have such a, I mean, it is basically rooted in junior high crush on Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I do believe that. That like no matter what's going on, I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like they're gonna fix it. Like those guys know what they're doing. Like I love them. They'll figure it out. And like I just have this like
they can't do no wrong, huh?
No, DX has got it covered. Okay.
I'll tell you what though, I'm not feeling Sami Zayn right now. It's not. Yeah, it's like I don't like hate Sami Zayn. That is the one thing. Like even tonight, it's like, oh, I'm not an underdog anymore. I'm the new Hulk Hogan of the Intercontinental title. That's not what he said. Not a direct quote, but that's basically what they're trying to book him as. Like, oh, I'm this unstoppable. And while I get it, like you don't want to, I hate undefeated streaks too. So I really didn't want Braun Breaker to have like this Goldberg undefeated streak. So I get it. But maybe SummerSlam will be it. I don't know. It could just be me, but I'm not. I was cool with Sammy beating Gunther at WrestleMania, and obviously didn't really. I mean, I feel like a lot of us wanted Chad Gable to win just because of how long he's been fighting for it, and we wanted him to. But I also understand why Sami Zayn still had it. But I was really thinking that Braun Breaker was the one. So I still think he might be the one. I just think maybe they just needed to give him an L so he wasn't undefeated. We'll see. But I'm not feeling the Sami Zayn champion story right now.
This just is like, this is fun. Oh, well, hold on. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. MDB says, and then a snake in the grass.
Jeez. I mean, look.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Snake in the grass.
I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. I know because I think you love Sammy, don't you? Aren't you a big?
Okay, here's the thing. I love Sami Zayn. I think that again, this is probably rooted in just thinking he's really cute. But he looks so much like my currently in the wind estranged husband that it's making me so sad. Don't laugh. It's making me sad. So Sami Zayn came out and I was just like, oh, like you're wearing a plaid shirt today too. Like stop playing games with my heart, Sami Zayn. I don't want to see this. So I think that's probably why I love Sami Zayn. I personally will never rest until we get back Conspiracy Theory Sami Zayn and I get to see that documentary that they filmed because they really filmed like a like little movie situation and I think about it all the time. I think about it all the time. So I want to know what would happen with that. Well, not literally. So
like, look,
so less than deserved. Moving on.
Quickly.
Yeah, Amanda gets got is what Amanda does. But I do think that Sami Zayn is a gem, and I don't understand where we're going. So if this isn't going to be like a wild character, Sammy, I'm just not so sure.
It'll probably be a triple threat with Ilya or something.
Yeah.
At SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And Braun will pin Ilya. It won't even be Sammy. Sammy loses the title without even being pinned, which is stupid. But I don't want to talk about Triple H though. I got to be careful. I know you. That's your guy. That's your crush.
Okay. That's okay. You can.
But I don't know. I'm just enjoying the ride. That is the one thing though that I, while a lot of people had a lot of complaints about Money in the Bank, honestly, that was it for me. Was Sami Zayn beating Braun Breaker? For me, that was just didn't feel right. It still doesn't.
Yeah. I wonder where we're going. Remember when we just have to tell ourselves, let it play out for like
Let it
every
play out.
single
That's the only
story?
way to not be
Like,
angry and not
yes.
care. And it's good to care, though. It's good to care and be upset, because if we didn't, then why have a show? Why do what we do? Right?
Exactly.
I mean,
I do
why
think
even?
that Sammy's current iteration feels very flimsy, and I don't know why, because he has the chops to do more than this. This is like, yeah, he's coming out and like being like a rah-rah guy situation. Like I like it, but I also agree there's something like missing, I would
Yeah,
say.
and I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. Like, I just, because we all wanted this to happen. We all wanted him, especially after the whole bloodline story. Like, a lot
Yeah.
of us wanted him to win that Chamber,
Yeah.
and he fought Roman Reigns. Like, everybody, it was front of his hometown. We thought that was it, and it didn't happen. But like, he deserved something after all of that, whether it was a Emmy award,
Yeah.
something,
Something.
championship, and he didn't ended up
Yeah.
dethroning Gunther. But like, well, after it happened, it's kind of the same way I felt about Awesome Truth. Like, once they got the titles, yes, our Truth got his title. Awesome
Yeah.
moment. High
Yeah.
five, clappy
Yeah.
clap, golf clap. But
Yeah.
like, after a couple of weeks, I'm like, so
Yeah. What are we doing?
what are we doing now?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm with Sammy. It's like,
yeah.
so if he beats Braun, who's gonna beat him? So just where I'm sitting with that.
Interesting. Watch this space. What else happened? I can't even think.
Yeah, I mean, both of them. Yeah, the reason I brought that up is because Braun Breaker destroyed both Ilya and Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Literally both of them. So like, that was great.
Yes.
Very angry. There was a 6-woman tag match tonight.
Oh yeah.
Between Katana, Chance, Caden Carter, and Lyra Valkyria against Damage Control. And I'm trying to remember who won.
Did they have a match finish?
I don't think it finished, because I think
That's when the new
it
faction
was the
ran out.
interference. Yeah, the new faction. I think we got a new faction tonight. In addition to Damage Control, we got Sonya Deville, who is back in the ring with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. We got a new female faction, and I'm very excited. I really love Damage Control, and I thought that worked. So I'm thinking this can work as well. So we got that tonight too.
That is such a foul insult. That's such a grimy insult. Please never call me that. Don't ever let MDB turn against me. Like, I cannot handle the heat. I can't take the
Sami Zayn is the boiled hot dog of Raw. I'm sorry, I'm not your guy. I'm sorry, I'll be nice.
They're all my guys. That's the problem. There's not, if you had to pin, if you really were like, give me someone you fucking hate in wrestling, if I couldn't say Matt Riddle, like if I couldn't say the ones that are like obvious, you know what I mean? That like, I'm
you couldn't pick anyone?
No, I mean,
not one person. You don't hate Braun Strowman.
No, he's funny. The choo choo. He had the R-Truth choo choo tonight. What are you talking about?
So corny. Oh, it was so corny. I know that's your guy.
No, it's just kind of funny. I thought it was funny. I think sometimes, okay, this is how I view every single show. If you just go like, oh, this is for the kids. You know what I mean? Like if there's like a 5-minute patch that you're like, oh yeah, all right, yep. I think anytime I see Braun Strowman, I'm like, this is for the kids. Or like I think The Miz and R-Truth, it's for the kids. Sometimes Cody's for the kids, sometimes not. But if it's like a Cody just come out to pyro, I feel like, oh, okay, this is for
I'm
the
not
kids.
sure Braun Strowman's for the kids. Like I don't know I don't know who he's for. Maybe. I don't even know at this point. Now, Awesome Truth is definitely for. I agree for sure. But I don't even think they know what Braun Strowman's for. Yeah, that's why they keep throwing him in these random matches and like random stories. Like that was my worst of the night. Everything else was great, but that was for me. I've never been so happy for my Hulu to mess up.
Yeah.
Braun is for the beer drinkers.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, I suppose it's been a while since I've drunk beer, so I guess that's not my category anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. there's a couple things that I still am just like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And Braun Strowman is maybe one of those things where I feel like there's kind of like looking for somewhere for him to fit. Sometimes when these things happen, I think that they have a different storyline in mind and then someone got hurt or something, like in my mind. The way that the Sonya Deville new faction, I don't know why I really thought that was going to have Natalya in it. Because there'd been these scenes where she was talking to Sonya in the back, and
She's dealing with some contract issues. I don't even know what's going on there. I don't even.
So that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
sometimes they may have something planned, and then there's like this other unknown piece, and then it's like, okay, and then the plan kind of pivots. And I just wonder if there was something else that was expected for Braun Strowman. Like, was he really supposed to come back and be like besties with Ricochet? And then they go, oh shit, oops, like we don't have, you know what I mean? They just don't have something for him. That's also giving like the most compassionate viewpoint, right? Like, oh, there's got to be a great reason for why this is happening.
I mean, you might be right, actually. Yeah,
it could be something with that, but there's also just kind of. Where are the Karrion Kross apologists? Can I get the Karrion Kross apologists to come descend upon me and let me know what I don't understand? I don't understand.
I don't think there is any.
I don't understand, and I hate not understanding, and I really hate saying anything negative. Like, I'm panicked in this moment because I don't like saying anything negative.
Yeah, leave that to me.
But what the fuck's going on with that? And like, what are we supposed to be? What?
Yeah, I'm
Kofi
with you.
Really hurt? Because if Kofi's really hurt, then like now really what the fuck are we doing? Because this is making no damn sense.
Right. I'm with you 100%. And like, didn't he say something about Cena?
Yeah. Like, are you shitting me with this?
Like
we're gonna have Karrion Kross,
John Cena.
You know, though, okay, here's the thing is that I was thinking about this. He said, what did John Cena say? Some crazy number, like 30, 40 dates. And because it lines up with the transition to Netflix, I do think that there will be a couple people that end up being like in these feuds with Cena that we maybe don't see coming. But then when it was Karrion Kross calling out Cena, I was like, we're doing Karrion Kross and Cena? Like, I don't understand.
Like, look, there's no scenario where I want Karrion Kross and John Cena in a feud. Sorry.
What? Like, I just don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, no, I don't.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on that. You just go break up the New Day.
While we're here, Jeffrey has an excellent question. How do you feel about Cena's retirement announcement for the next year? How do you feel?
I mean, it's not really shocking. I mean, like, isn't he like kind of already semi there anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, he's said before that he wanted to be done by 50. I mean, he's a movie star now. Like, I can't turn Hulu on without seeing a random Cena movie anymore. That's like true. They're on like Vacation Friends 10 by now. Like, I don't even know anymore. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked at all. I definitely want to make sure that I get to see him because he is one of the few wrestlers that are like all-time greats that I haven't gotten to see in person. So that's my first thought is like, all right, I got to make sure I see Cena before he gets out of here. So that's my first thought, to be honest with you, is I got to see him before he gets out. But it wasn't really shocking. I just thought the timing was a little weird. Like I felt like the timing of the announcement, because it came right after the Drew McIntyre stuff. I thought either that or a Sami Zayn match. I think, yeah, it was after Sami Zayn Braun Breaker, so everybody's already pissed off about Sami retaining the belt. And then hit us with this. It's like, damn, this first half of Money in the Bank is fucking depressing. Like, we gave it to Drew, so you already told us what's going to happen after the first match. We already know Drew's going to cash in, like you said. He's going to fail. So you already told us that in the first match. And then Sami beats Braun Breaker, and I didn't see anyone pick Sami online. Nobody. Everybody's posting their picks. Nobody picked. So I know people were upset. And then Cena, all-time great, comes out. I'm done next year. It's like, damn. I'm like,
what is this?
What is this? Like, sheesh. So like, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, all the legendary matches come to mind. I mean, Cena was my era. Like, I grew up in the Attitude Era, but like as an adult, like it was John Cena. It was the Attitude Era. Wow. Like I literally was John Cena. I didn't have any skin changer or nothing like that, but I tried. I attempted to be John Cena one year for Halloween. Nice. I can't go back and ask my middle school friends how it looked, but I'm sure it was pretty awful. But John Cena was an idol of mine. Like, Definitely. So like it's big for me. That was just my first thoughts. Is just think about all the great matches and who I want him to face.
Yeah. I personally, so this, does anyone listen and doesn't watch? Maybe I should read these out loud. Should I read them out loud? Anyway,
Yeah.
do we think that John Cena will get a title match? And if so, does he deserve it? I
would love for him to beat Ric Flair.
I would too. But I also don't know a lot about like title lineage and all that. So who would he have to beat for that? It's Cody? Because it's,
I mean,
or are we talking about like the Seth one? No, it's Damian Priest right now. I'm sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say it's Damian Priest right now. Just
The
have him beat
Seth one,
Damian Priest. Why not? Have him beat Damian.
I mean, there's a variety, like it just depends how that goes. I do think like I'm not an expert in the title lineage, and so do I want to see John Cena beat Cody? No.
I think you should. I think you should though. I think you should go down as the all-time great, all the titles, most titles of all time.
Yeah.
I think we should. Why not?
Yeah.
Ric Flair left. He went to the competitor. We gotta get him out of here.
Let's talk about how I opened out of desperation my Ric Flair Woo energy that was in the fridge, and I took a tiny sip of it, and it tasted so chemically. Like I love energy drinks. Like I will try any energy drink. Like I'm gross. I like love a gas station item. Like I'm gross. I'm like raccoon, and I really was so off put by it that I just spilled it. Like, or I just dumped it out. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, I just am not feeling safe about this. Also, the label says that you should not consume it until you verify with your doctor that you are allowed to have it and that you shouldn't have any. Yeah. And that you should.
Hell isn't that?
I don't even know. That's why I got scared, and it tasted terrible. And I was like, I'm not doing this. But yeah, and you can't have any medical conditions. It's like if you have any medical condition, don't consume this. Like, what do you mean? Don't?
It's like one of those pill commercials. It's like, yeah, if you take this. And then they like real quickly at the end, you will die. Like and say like all the stuff that's wrong with it, like causes heart disease and causes a ruptured lung and like random shit. It's like, damn, do I even? It's like one of those. Real. Yeah, I'm cool. Anyhow, we won't be getting them as a sponsor.
No, I don't think so. Sorry, Jardians, with your gangrene of the fetus.
To answer the question, I think John Cena should win the title and go down in history for the moment with the most titles ever.
I do kind of agree. Although I
don't care how it happens or who he has to beat, just do it.
Well. you're not I don't know. You know what? I have no idea. I feel like the next year is so wild. Mm-hmm. And I think that I am like just I don't know.
How about have Solo beat Cody at SummerSlam? And Cena takes her from Solo.
Oh.
I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah. I do actually think that whatever happens with The Rock and Cody could just be like for the vague title of People's Champion. I don't think it necessarily needs to be like the title.
Agreed.
I also don't actually think this is I don't think this is the reign for Cody. I think it'll happen a couple more times.
Yeah, for sure. He finished the story. Like,
yeah. Honestly, can I tell you, we've held the belt up at Madison Square Garden. Like we held the original Dusty belt that he got back from Dan Lambert. Like now I don't even fucking care. Like I was just being a crybaby for that. Like you did the damn thing. I made it my little background on Twitter. I can just have this. I can look at this all the time. I can print it out and have it on my own mantle if I need to look a creep. But just like that to me was the biggest part of it. And so now that we've seen that, I'm like, I am actually okay with like where we go from here. I wouldn't be devastated, and especially if we're talking about John Cena. I do agree that I think I want Randy to turn on him.
Yes,
I kind of want them to be besties first. Like I want them to be closer, and have it like a little more dramatic, like meaner somehow. Like I don't know. That sounds messed up. I don't know how Orton feels about being that you're becoming like you're full on heel. You know what I mean? you're gonna turn on Cody.
He keeps eyeing the belt too. Every chance he gets, you can see him sneaking in a little peek at that belt. So I'm with you, Jeff. I like that.
Wrestling has more than one royal family. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Let's go. Let's figure this out. What else did we miss? Chat, let us know. Did we miss anything? Is there anything that you want to talk about?
I mean, do we have to talk Bronson Reed and Pete Dunne?
I mean, what was, I guess, notable, quotable out of that was that they said on commentary that Tyler Bate is injured, and then it was very non-specific. So it was like, oh, my leg is asleep. It was very non-specific, like an amount of time. Like it didn't really say. So I think what they were kind of looking at doing is somehow reuniting him with Sheamus, because then they had Sheamus pop out, and it just looks like Pete Dunne doesn't want to be friends. So it's like Butch was friends with Sheamus. Pete Dunne is less convinced.
Right.
So
Sheamus walked out on him. Remember?
I mean, that's true.
Hey. Pete Dunne doesn't forgive and forget.
No, he sure doesn't. He told Ridge where to stick it not even that long ago. So I love Pete Dunne. I wish that Pete Dunne would have like a little fun singles run. Why the hell is Pete Dunne not fighting Sami Zayn?
Yeah, I think
I don't know, but it just sometimes people get in tag teams and it kind of that's just like the vibe. But
yeah, I'm hoping, especially after what he did in the NXT UK days and NXT, he's a legend. So like, I really hope that. I mean, he was hanging with Gunther and them, so like, I'm hoping that they give him a shot on the main roster by himself while Tyler Bate is out.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I'm just saying. He didn't really like.
That's right.
Know. Sometimes you take those dirtbags back. You know what I mean? You never know.
Nah, you don't. That's
maybe you're not done. Pete Dunne is done being disrespected.
That's
okay,
right.
He's not here for the games. Pete Dunne has had enough.
If y'all only knew, man, we have a lot of inside jokes.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
It's pretty great.
Yep.
I do think that the Besties know. The Besties are up with the squad.
I think they're catching on.
I think the Besties.
They're catching on. They're getting it.
It's good. We're having fun. We're enjoying our lives. It's after midnight where you are, right?
It
are
is,
you 3 hours ahead?
Yeah, it's after midnight. It's 12:10.
Let's just like someone send in a super chat. Do I need to do it myself? I just want to know what happened.
Yeah, we want to see. I don't think we really. I mean, we started with Liv and Dom, so we really don't need to mention that. Other than we mentioned why it's 6. I think we pretty much hit everything. I mean, we can end with just kind of predicting where we think the Judgment Day is going to end up with Rhea back now. I mean, that's exciting. I mean, that's especially for me having SummerSlam tickets. That makes me happy because I was getting a little worried that Rhea might not make it back in time. I was getting worried. So, like,
that's exciting.
This is clear that I think we're getting Liv Rhea. But, like, what happens with Dom? Like, he clearly got a little friendly tonight. There were multiple times where his head was down there in the corner, right? Strike 1. Okay.
I think the stretching was strike 1.
The stretching was strike 1.
Yeah, the stretching was like.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's like, I kind of like that. That kind of feels good. Whoa, pause, bro. Like, hold on. You gotta forget, mommy. Okay, not Liv. And so he's starting to forget. And he's starting, that's what happens. Act like you forgot. So that's strike 1 and strike 2 in the ring in the corner. And then after the match, that's strike 3. I mean, it was about to go down. I thought we were about to get Raw After Hours for a second.
What was really funny is when the show was going off the air, I was like, yeah, get him. And then I was like, cheering for domestic violence. Like, I realized what I was doing. Like, my first thing out loud.
I can see you. I can see you in front of that TV. Get his ass. Get his cheating ass.
And then I was like, oh, God, like that's. I don't know. I really wanted her to hit a move on him. I don't know. I like wanted to. What's hers called? Riptide. Just hit that bitch with the riptide. He deserves it.
No, not yet. Not yet. She has to forgive him. She has to forgive him first. That's always the first step. You always go back once.
Or like 19 times.
Damn. 19. I don't know about all that, but I mean,
I
you
don't
go
know
back
about
at least once.
That's pretty bad. I don't know. 2007. Are you in the chat? Can we we get an update? It's 2008 here too.
She gotta forgive him first. So I think they'll get back cool again. He'll try to tell her, "Oh, I got lonely. You were gone for so long, and she's in my head playing all these games and climbing on top of me, and it just happened." Like,
buy me nuggets.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she
nuggets.
bought me chicken nuggets. She bought me a PS5. What am I supposed to do?
What can I do? What else was I supposed to do?
I'm ready, but y'all know what team I'm on, so
yeah,
always
Team Mommy forever.
That's right.
Forever.
It's getting good. We're on the road to SummerSlam, and it's getting started.
We really are. It is very exciting. I am so excited that you're going to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I've been. It's my first pay-per-view, so
nice.
I've never been to one. Very excited. Very, very, very excited.
Oh, that's gonna be so exciting. I can't wait to see the pictures.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so besties, I don't know, man. What time is it here? That's it. We did it. We did it all. We talked it all. Do you want any affirmations? What do you want to do with this week, guys? I think that you should make a plan. Make a great plan, besties. It's a new month. It's a new season, really. I mean, it's been summer for a minute, but I feel like when it's after 4th of July, like, it's really summer at that point. But stay cool and don't forget your sunscreen because it's crazy out there. And I didn't realize that I have just like a really topping out point regarding temperature. Like you guys, yeah, melting. And thank you so much for being here, though. We appreciate you so much. I'm so sorry again. Let me apologize again to the besties for messing up predictions. It was absolutely Amanda. So next time, I definitely...
It's good because I literally got like every match wrong almost. So I literally would have only got Tiffany. So I'm glad we didn't. Well, in the bloodline. I got Tiffany right in the bloodline. So it is great we didn't do one.
Oh, that, you know what? Honestly, I think the fact that my... going to SmackDown next. Oh, wait, what? Right now? That's all we have to do is give you a shout out right now?
Let's
go. My God, that would be so exciting. Oh, man, you know what? If you do, okay, this is my pledge to all the besties. I will make a way for you to get a Besties t-shirt. I will make a Besties t-shirt and I will send it to your house and it will be great. So please do. That's so fun. Send me a picture. That's the coolest thing I could ever imagine. Oh,
shout out Mike Sweeney.
Goodness. Yes, Mike Sweeney. That's so fun. Oh my gosh. I would love that. I would really love that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any good honestly, I'm melting. I don't have any affirmations. I can show you my dress instead.
Your affirmation this week is don't melt.
My affirmation is don't melt. Yeah,
and don't take your ex back. Don't take your ex back 19 times.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say 19. I would just say, you know what I would say? If you ever do not know the location of your marital partner for more than 12, I'm going to be nice, more than 24 hours, that is probably when you go ahead and draw that hard line, girl. Boundaries up. Boundaries up, sisters. Let's go. It's summertime. Don't worry. Yeah, the affirmation is to just go get cold off because otherwise I'm going to pass out.
That's right.
Very good. So good. Nice to see you as always, besties. We're back next week. Can't wait to see what's going on. Let us know. Follow us on the Twitter machine. Follow me on Instagram so you can see so much cleavage because Amanda is attention seeking, baby. It's the Amanda Revenge Tour.
We're out here.
We're on the streets. We're on the sidewalk. But we're going to then we'll be... It's I'm telling you, it's @ Amanda.Savage. Thanks. And if you guys keep encouraging me to get an OnlyFans, I might literally do it. I love money. Okay, besties. Take good care. Have a good night. Bye.
Peace and love, everybody. Besties out.